Hello, so we are now in slide number 43. Slowly but surely. So, arithmetic operators. Of course, since you're elementary, you know that there are four basic arithmetic operators, diba? You have plus, minus, multiply, and division. Now, we're used to the letter X as the multiplication operator, but since the letter X already is meant for the letter X itself, so um, for any or actually all programming languages, the multiplication operator is actually the asterisk. And for division, there is no character in the keyboard where you have a bar and a dot and a dot at the bottom. So for division, we are using the forward slash. Okay, this forward slash is our division operator. Okay, so there are rules on how Java evaluates your arithmetic operators. Okay, wala nang change ang meaning. So multiply or division is the same, na-change lang ang symbol used for the operation. But the meaning is still the same. However, in terms of what is the type of the result, na medyo rule, no? When both operands are of the same type, the result is exactly of that type. So if both the operand and you're adding to integer, the result will always be integer. When one of the operand is a floating point, however, then the other is an integer, the result is always a floating point. So when you add 1 plus 1.5, the result is 2.5. Okay, dili siya 2, dili mawala tong decimal point. May mo siyang floating na point. Okay. Example, if arm's worth is an int to which the value of 40 has been assigned, and pay rate is a type double to which 8.25 has been assigned, when you multiply hours work times the pay rate, the resulting value is double because double means the pay rate. Okay, and the value is 500.0. Although we say, exactly 500 man ang result, ana, because whole number ang result. But since the data type of pay rate is double, then ang result mo will be double. Okay. Now, expressions with two or more operators can be viewed as a series of steps, each involving only two operands. So, example, kung nag-add kang tulo or nag-add, subtract, minus, or nag-multiply. So, in one expression, there are more than one operator. Like, for example, balance gets balance plus balance times rate. In this example here, the way it's written, para ma-emphasize nga we want balance times rate evaluated first, then we use parentheses, no, to change the order by which the expression will be evaluated. So just like in math, we put parentheses because we want this to be done first before you combine with other expressions. Okay, so supposed to be, kung wala ni si parenthesis, mauna magyapon di siya o multiply, no? Or left to right automatic. Now, when you're using computers, kung wala parenthesis, it will follow left to right na evaluation for binary operators, no? Pero kung makakita na siya din haog na ay as in multiplication, it actually follows MDES rule. Okay. So for arithmetic operations or other arithmetic expressions, when you have several values mixed in one expression, then kung at least any one of the operand is a floating point, automatically may mong floating point ang iyang result, ang data type sa imong result. Okay? So the result is the rightmost type from the following list that occurs in the expression. So kung example, dan kay data type. of course, all numeric type. So, kung ang nag-mix is byte lang o short, may mo siyang short. Kung short o int, may mo siyang int. Kung int o float, may mo siyang float. Or int o double, the result will become double. Okay. Now, the division operator. The division operator behaves as expected if one of the operand is a floating point. When both operands are integers, the result is truncated and not rounded, and hence you get an integer result. Example, kanina 99 divided by 100. Since both 99 and 100 are integer, the result will be an integer. And you get a value of 0, not 0.99. Dili ni siya mahimong 0.99 because both of them are integer. So example, let's go to Notepad and plug it in. So, shall we say you have distance, mo na ko siyang 99, and then shall we say points equals 100. Ay, number equal done. So now, if we output distance over points, no. Let me just add another one. Another line. Okay. Distance divided by points. So you have this one here. Pareha na sa slide, diba? So now let me compile that. And oh my gosh. And run it. Oh. Nano gani? Nanong 0.99 because the distance here is double. Now, what if the distance here is an int? Okay? Kay double to siya ganina, no? That's why your result here is 0.99 because distance was declared as double. Now, what if himuon na tong sa tawagan na, himuon na tong int ni si kuan. Himuon na tong int ni si distance. So now, distance is int, our points is also int, and then we do division here, nag-divide ta. Okay? So, distance divided by points. So, unsay result ani karon kay nahimon mo na yung integer si distance. So, in our prompt, since we edited the program, we have to compile it again. And then run it. So now you get a result of 0. No. So when you encounter something like this, you perform an operation and you're shocked, oh my God, nga nung na 0, or you really want to see kanang tumoy nga part niya, no? The other thing you can do is, let's try to cast temporarily the result to double. Now, one solution is you declare one of the variable to be double. Para itong ganina, nga ang distance ganina was double. So, motong nigawas ang 0.99. Okay? And then, kung the other thing you can do is kung int ni siya, gusto na to ang result kay double, let's see if this one will do the trick. No? Let's atong gi-typecast ang distance divided by points, imbes kay integer by integer, you get a result of type integer. Shall we say we want the result to be double? To get typecast na to diha. So let's see what will happen if we get 0.99 instead of a 0. Sige, so we have to compile the program again since we edited it. And then run it. Oh, so you have 0.99. So that's the trick, no? We do typecast to get the kind of decimal point na result. But we really didn't want to convert this to double or depending on the problem, no? Kung pwede siya declare as double. Pero if dili, and then you just want to get the decimal part in the division, then you can always do typecasting. Okay, that's one of the uses of typecast. But always remember, an integer divided by integer will always give you an integer result. Okay. The modulo operator, mod is actually the remainder. No? It gets the remainder of the division, di ba? The mod operator is used with operators of integer type to obtain the remainder after the division. You cannot apply mod to double data types or floating point types. You only use mod for integer types. Okay, and the modulo operator gives you the remainder after you divide. So 14 divided by 4, the result is actually 3, no? But there is a remainder of 2. So when you do 14 mod 4, or the operator is actually the percent, 14% 4 will actually give you the value of 2. So what are the uses? The uses of using mod, determining if an integer is odd or even, determining if an integer is evenly divisible by another integer or not. Okay, so example. Ano tong slide? Let me copy 14% for. Let's clear this out. I just want to leave the. Okay, so what if you have that? 14% 4. Let's not declare any more variables. Save it, and then let's go to the command prompt. Let's see what happens if you have that. Of course, I expect the result to be just 2. Okay, there you have the value is 2. No, that's the result. So if you want to know whether something is divisible by 1, is 14 divisible by 4? Since there is a remainder ng 2, that means it is not divisible by 4. Is 14 divisible by 7? Yes, because yung output will be 0. Okay, so that's how you use the modulo operator to determine if something is divisible or not, diba? If I was have this 14% 7, you're testing whether this number 14 is divisible by 7. If it is divisible, the result will be 0. Okay, so let's go to the prompt and compile and run that. See, the result is 0. So meaning 14 is divisible by 7. Of course, you can replace that with very big numbers. It's kind of obvious, but what I really want is an obvious answer so that we can validate. Now, if I put there 100 million, validation is going to take a long time for us. At least that's easy to validate. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Parentheses and precedence rules. Stop recording right there.